Hola to all of my amigos out there. It's me, your profesor de español, Danny Evans, and welcome back to the Language Tutor Spanish podcast. Got a great little episode for you today. This is episode 53. And on 53, we learned 4 new irregular verbs, and we learned those together because they are similar. Stem changers, nonetheless. So we'll get to deal with that a little bit. No problem, though. We got this down, I'm sure. You know, before we get going, I just wanted to mention one of the great ways to practice your Spanish is to consider traveling abroad. You know, you just can't beat the kind of practice that you get when you just get with a native speaker or in a group of native speakers and you just speak and you just make yourself keep on speaking. And all that does is bring up new situations for you to learn new words that maybe you haven't considered before. Traveling abroad is great. Plus, you're going to get a nice little immersion in the culture. And, you know, I've been doing a little podcast with a friend of mine, Rob Jones, called The Family Vacationer. I don't know if you've checked it out yet, but definitely get on iTunes or Spotify or your favorite platform and check out The Family Vacationer. But let's jump back into our Language Tutor Spanish podcast. And I just want to do some practice with these 4 irregular verbs, okay? So let's start out with just the basics. First, I'm just going to ask you the infinitives, the verbs themselves. So how do you say to order? And that is pedir. And how do you say to serve? And that is servir. And to follow. That is seguir. And to dress oneself. That is vestirse, that reflexive verb. Fun, reflexive stuff here. Well, on this episode, what I want to do during our practice time together, I have actually laid out all 10 conjugations of all 4 of these verbs. Yes, all 10 conjugations for all 4. So I'm going to call out each one of these verbs with every one of the 10 pronouns. So yes, 40 of them. So do as much of this practice as you can. If you need to do part of it now and part of it later, great. But go through this episode until you feel solid on all of these conjugations. So we're going to go in groups of 10, and I'm going to mix up the pronouns, and I'm going to mix up the verbs. So you're going to see all forms of the verbs with all pronouns. But let's get going. First one is, she gets dressed. And that is se viste. The next one is, use the ellas form of they. It's they serve. That's ellas sirven. Next is we order. Nosotros pedimos. The usted form of you follow. Usted sigue. He gets dressed. Se viste. The vosotros form of you serve. Vosotros servís. The ellos form of they order. Ellos piden. The ustedes form of you follow. Ustedes siguen. I get dressed. Me visto. The tú form of you serve. Tú sirves. And that takes care of our first group of 10. Only 3 more to go. She serves. Ella sirve. The ellas form of they order. Ellas piden. We follow. Nosotros seguimos. The usted form of you get dressed. Usted se viste. He serves. Él sirve. The vosotros form of you order. Vosotros pedís. The ellos form of they follow. Ellos siguen. The ustedes form of you serve. Ustedes sirven. I order. Yo pido. And the tú form of you follow. Tú sigues. And that takes care of our second group of 10. All right. Next up, she orders. Ella pide. The ellas form of they follow. Ellas siguen. We get dressed. Nos vestimos. The usted form of you serve. Usted sirve. He orders. Él pide. The vosotros form of you follow. Vosotros seguís. The ellos form of they get dressed. Ellos se visten. The ustedes form of you order. Ustedes piden. I follow. Yo sigo. The tú form of you order. Tú pides. All right, let's jump into our last group of 10. She follows. Ella sigue. The ellas form of they get dressed. Ellas se visten. We serve. Nosotros servimos. The usted form of you order. Usted pide. He follows. Él sigue. The vosotros form of you get dressed. Vosotros os vestís. The ellos form of they serve. Ellos sirven. The ustedes form of you order. Ustedes piden. I serve. Yo sirvo. And the last one, the tú form of you get dressed. Tú te vistes. All right, guys, that's a big practice there. It was a lot in a row, but I hope it was really beneficial to you. A lot of great episodes coming up on the Language Tutor YouTube channel. Make sure you have subscribed and click that notification bell because we're really getting into some high lessons right now. Subjunctive is coming up very soon, as well as lots of other new tenses. So stay tuned and keep watching and keep practicing with me here. I'd love to hear from you about your adventures in learning Spanish. Just tell me anything you want to tell me about it. How you're doing, how you're liking the podcast or the YouTube channel, what got you started. Tell me your story. Just record it. You can record it on your phone, anywhere, whatever's easiest for you. And just shoot me an email at DannyEvans3371@gmail.com. That's DannyEvans3371@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, I wish for you and your family and friends paz y bendiciones, peace and blessings, and I'll see you next time on the Language Tutor Spanish. Hasta pronto.